Okay guys, so I've been asked by a Subscribestar supporter to respond to the latest Doctor Who trailer, specifically the 60th anniversary trailer featuring David Tennant returning as the new 14th Doctor and Catherine Tate as Donna Noble. Now, these specials will lead up to the introduction of the 15th Doctor played by Ncuti Gatwa. The trailer looks fine. I mean, it seems the primary bad guy now is going to be the celestial toy maker who featured all the way back in the William Hartnell era. At the time, he was played by Michael Gough. This time, the celestial toy maker is going to be played by Neil Patrick Harris. Now, as you probably know, the 13th Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, left the series after 3 seasons. Now Tennant is back temporarily in a kind of caretaker Doctor Who role before handing the reins off to Gatwa. But for me, the damage is very much done. I enjoyed most of New Who during the Eccleston, Tennant and Smith eras. The show started to go downhill a little bit, I think during the Peter Capaldi era, but his first year wasn't bad. He's a great actor, and I generally liked his version of Doctor Who, but the scripts that he was given were poor and increasingly pushed the message, including episodes where they'd go back in time to 19th century London and there would be diversity where historically there wasn't any. The second and third seasons of the Capaldi era were especially poor and, in my view, increasingly introduced themes that were not suitable as a family-friendly show, which Doctor Who always was. So there was more of the message being pushed. The quality of the series also seemed to go downhill, and the priority appeared to be using the show as a kind of vehicle for BBC diversity and inclusion agendas. The most significant example of this was in the episode The Timeless Children, which introduced a retconned backstory for the Doctor, whereby we learned that he actually began his life not as a male, but as a young girl of colour and had multiple regenerations before the first Doctor played by William Hartnell. Suffice to say, this story was not popular with many long-time fans and did significant damage to the character of the Doctor by rewriting his history to pander to current-year political sensibilities. But above all, it also destroyed the mystery and intrigue associated with the character's unexplained past, which didn't need to be explained. Doctor Who's future looks set to achieve yet more diversity and inclusion goals, but first, this new 14th Doctor is a return to the form of the 11th Doctor, which is why he looks like David Tennant. And from the trailer, his return has something to do with his past companion, Donna Noble. She had previously had her memories of the Doctor wiped in order to save her life. The trailer looks fine, action-packed, decent production values. I'm sure a lot of people will tune in to see David Tennant and Catherine Tate once again, and to find out just why the 14th Doctor looks like David Tennant. Why has this Doctor returned? The return of Tate and Tennant will feel like a return to better times for the franchise. These specials will likely have a very pleasant, nostalgic feel about them for many people, but I just can't see them being enough to return the franchise to its former glory. I think of all the franchises, Doctor Who, Star Wars, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the DCEU and Star Trek, I feel that Doctor Who has been the one that has been wrecked the most by the woke stuff, and that's simply down to the ideological bias of the BBC. For me, and for some Doctor Who fans, the damage has been done. And it's likely unrecoverable for some of us unless the franchise was put on hiatus until the current cultural zeitgeist changes in a few years and a major retcon is made to repair the damage that's been done. But for the rest of the fan base excited for these specials and the future 15th Doctor, I say, more luck to you. I hope you have fun. I hope you enjoy what's coming. Sincerely, I do. There was a time when the return of David Tennant and Catherine Tate to the franchise would have been something I'd be very excited for as a fan, but not now. Not at this point. For me, the moment has passed. There's no putting Humpty Dumpty back together again. Call me jaded and cynical, but I've kind of lost my enthusiasm for this once great Time Lord and his adventures. If you've still managed to keep your enthusiasm, then you're a more dedicated fan than I, and I salute you. Thanks very much for watching this video. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.